Today is gardening week 4. It's so cold and wet and miserable. I don't know if you can hear that wind, but today is going to be a check-up day, checking up how things are going, showing you the progress. I actually watched the video from last week and saw so much growth, so I'll put some like before and after shots because it's been crazy. My gran and grandpa also gave us a kind of like spare cloth that they had, which is to cover things and protect them, which will be very useful because everything is getting blown around and battered and it wasn't looking great last night. So we'll show you how things are going. Oh, I'm not going to be outside as much as I was last week because it's freezing up here in Scotland and wet. Here is the dog. Hello! Hello! It's now time to take the cucumbers, which have been doing so well, and moving them into bigger pots. This one I think is probably the biggest. Oh no, maybe this one. And it's absolutely huge. So from what they started with now absolutely massive leaves, really strong root systems, stems, stalks and stuff. So now it's time to put them into slightly bigger pots, and I'm going to do that inside because it's absolutely soaking and freezing and windy, but I'll show you how to do that. It's absolutely bucketing, but we are taking on a new DIY challenge to make the fruit bush cage out of the rabbit run a bit bigger because some of the trees are actually growing, which is great, but we need to make it higher so that they aren't getting swished. But it's soaking wet and I don't want to be in the garden today. The DIY project that we set out to do is now finished. We took another old pallet. This one was actually really poor quality wood, but we have made it into an extension for the fruit bush protector that used to be an old rabbit run, and we've changed it. So this is just some old pallet wood and also some chicken wire, and we'll show you what it looks like. Here is the new fruit bush protector. You'll recognise this vegetable patch and things, so you can see how short this is. Also, look at the absolute carnage. We've had such bad weather, so we obviously have this all sort of protected with chicken wire so dogs and foxes and things don't get in, so we need to clear all of this out. Oh, it's been a bit carnage over the weekend, but the fruit bushes are so tall, you can see them poking through the top of this. The idea with the new cage that we've got is it's going to slot right in there. We'll take away some weeds and the lid will actually fit on top of this one. So we're keeping it reused and we'll find another use for the bottom part of this one. next on the gardening agenda is this. My grandparents kindly gave us a spare cloche that they had. So this is almost like a blanket for your veg. Helps keep them a little bit warmer, but also helps protect them from the wind. If we'd known about how bad the weather was going to be, we definitely would have put it on before this weekend, but now we're going to pick what to put it over, and hopefully that will just give an extra layer of protection. Here's an update on how the vegetable patch is going. Leeks and carrots still growing as normal. You can now see this sort of faint line of seed carrots coming through. Now got the cloche over the lettuce rows, a couple of those coming through. Potatoes are doing great. Yeah, looking really healthy, looking really big. So excited to see how those are going. The fruit bushes, as you know, have a new home, so they can almost double in size before we have to worry about that again. Celeries, cabbages and Brussels sprouts looking alright, just looking a bit windswept from the sort of torrential weather that we had, but we'll maybe have a check and see if we can fix any of that, remove some of the leaves that have fallen. And we do have tiny little beetroot coming through. I'll show you some. Absolutely tiny, really hard to tell as well with all the debris that we got from the weekend, but we do have some. Oh, I'm so sorry. This dog is deciding to bark. Cooper, why are you being so loud today? We have been regrowing things like leeks and spring onions and so much more, and time to talk about regrowing herbs. So herbs are one of the easiest things that you can regrow. This is some sage that we bought in the supermarket. We kept the leaves in this sort of vase of water to keep them fresh, but as you will see, there are now little roots growing from one of the leaves, and what you can actually do once they are well established, we'll take this one out. There you go. You can do what I've done with this one and pot it in some compost. Hopefully that is going to become a nice big sage plant. We don't have any sage yet, so it's just showing that there's actually so much we can do even from the things we get in the supermarket. Today I'm going to try a little experiment. I have 2 offcuts from potatoes, so they have the little growing things on them. I'm just going to plant them in some spare soil that we have, just to see what happens. Bit of an experiment. I want to know how hardy they are, if it is possible that these came from a supermarket. So there they are. There's the sort of little bits that grow out of them. They're from the supermarket. We'll see if they grow. I'll check in the progress as it goes along. My gran has just come over and we've done a socially distant plant swap. So welcome to the family, 2 new courgette plants. So these will be added to the garden with the instructions my gran has written out.